Welcome back, everybody. It is December of 2021, and this is episode 34 of What Is On My Desk. So here we are, guys, back for another one of my What's On My Desk updates. I'm not going to keep this intro, I am going to keep this intro short. It's not going to be too long. Let's get swung over to the desk. I do have quite a bit of progress on those models to show you, and I do have a new product to show you. Finally, a new product after a few months of not getting anything. So like I said, let's get swung over. Let's take a look at this. But before we go any farther, my name is Sean, and this is Sean's Aviation. And just before we jump into this video, I do want to say thank you to everybody out there who has been following, who has subscribed, who have liked the videos, the people who are interacting through comments. I do appreciate that all. It is getting me that one step closer to that landmark of 1,000 subscribers. And for anybody out there who is wondering, I do plan on monetizing this channel, but only in the sense that it's going to offset some of the costs involved in the back end of running it. As I'm sure you've noticed, building these models takes up a lot of material. And up until now, that's just been coming out of my back pocket. So if I can offset those costs a little bit, it allows me to get some slightly better material, you know, get some newer models, get some new stuff going on, get some the construction done. As well, it's going to help offset with some of the travel I do going to air shows, and especially as things open up post-COVID. To some of the different locations that I plan on doing some on-location filming. So there are costs incurred. Up until now, I've been doing it in my back pocket, and you know, at some point, like I said, when I hit those 1,000 subscribers, I will monetize. So if anybody out there is questioning that, I will, but it's only for the back end to balance. So on that note, if you haven't subscribed yet and you like the content you're seeing, please subscribe down below. Click that like button. If you don't like the content you're seeing, let me know why. Send a comment over. Let me know what you don't like, what you think I could do better, and I'll do my best to try to make things work. So thank you very much, guys, and here we go, onto the video. So here we are, swung over at the desk, and as I did mention, I have quite a bit of progress to show you guys. It's been a surprisingly productive month. I really haven't had as much time as I thought I would, but I did manage to basically maximize the time I did have at the desk, and I did get a lot done. Before we get to the models, I will go over that one new product I mentioned I wanted to show you, and it is a challenge coin, and it is a challenge coin that I have been waiting for most of the past year, and it is the CF18 demo coin, the 2021 CF18 demo coin. The theme was strong at home, and this coin I ended up getting through the Canex because they didn't have any while they're out on the road. But that is the coin. So on the back side, it is I believe it's an eagle, to be honest. The eagle, it's got the 8 stars. The stars had a meaning on the actual demo jet, meaning that, you know, the missing snowbird. The demo jet actually had a snowbird, the Speed Eagle, painted on the bottom. Same size as a snowbird, and they were missing. So instead of having 9 jets, there's only 8. And that's to signify the missing. Same on the back side, you'll see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The 9th is on the F-18. It was to signify the missing snowbird, who was the Captain Jennifer Casey, who passed away in that crash in 2020 out in BC. So it was to honor her. It also shows around the outside all of the different missions that are currently in around the world that the Canadian Air Force is a part of. So it's Operation Inspiration, which was the name of the F-18's demo team. So it's a pretty cool coin. I like the silver on silver look to it. Very simple, very basic, neat design. The only thing that's in color is the maple leaf on both sides. So it's pretty unique, pretty simple again, because you look at like a previous, you know, the 2019 coin versus the 2021 coin. It's very subdued, very simple, gets the point across. But it is another demo team coin. I only started collecting the demo team coins just a few years ago, and I need to do more. I should go back and find some of the previous coins
Why has it decided to not focus? Some of the previous coins from the previous years that that I've seen. But anyways, that's all I really have to show. Other than that, there's been nothing else really added. No books, no models, no nothing. I am waiting for one model to release, the ICM. I may have mentioned this last month even. The ICM A26 and K Counter Invader, the Vietnam era Invader. That's the next one on the line. I am going to get that when it comes out. I just have to wait for it to release in my local hobby shop and then actually get out to get it. So you will see that hopefully in the next couple of months when it comes through. That being said, let's move on to the models. Again, for like the third time this video, there is significant progress on these models. For the most part, they are all done. I just need to do sort of a last once over on them, make sure I didn't miss anything. But starting here with the C130, as you can clearly see, it is basically done. It's a complete model. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. It's everything's glued on, the props are on, all the antennas are on, everything's painted. I pulled off all the masking on everything. It has been officially mounted to the base. It's all glued in place so it can't go anywhere. You can kind of see the look with the landing gears in the partially retracted state that I was going for. Some slight weathering on it. You would have seen that last month with the paint job I did. Just some basic kind of dirtiness on it, showing that it has been sort of used and abused. It isn't perfect. There's quite a bit of issues around the cockpit. The clear piece is not quite fitting properly into the fuselage. It left some, unfortunately, some residue, but some artifacts in the clear bits, as well as just some issues of fit and panel line and gaps and whatnot. But there's only so much you could do with that. The rest of it went together relatively well. Not much issues to show for it. So it definitely looks really good sitting on the, I mean, that's as far out as I can zoom my camera, just to kind of show the size of this thing. I mean, this is a 1-inch square, so you can get a good size feel for the size of this thing. It's a big kit. You can't even get it all in the camera, but I'm very happy with how it turned out. It looks good. I'm pretty sure the client's going to love having this. This is going from a few months ago. If you haven't seen it yet, I'll throw a picture up here on the screen. The 1/72 scale CF18 model I built. This is for the same client, so you'll have the two of them kind of side by side on a shelf. So turned out really well. Super happy with that. We'll see if this turns into some repeat business for that client who may want more work done, more models done in the future. Who knows? So moving on, I'm just going to go out of order a little bit from the previous cycles I've been doing, just in order to kind of access everything on the shelf. I have things placed and there's an order I have to access them with. So I'll move on and we'll look at the B25. Again, it is basically done. It is put together, it's painted, all the masking's been removed, it's glued to the base. I went through and put on some of the antennas that I had to put on. At this point, short of going through and doing sort of one more last look through the instructions and looking around on the aircraft to see what I missed, the only outstanding item I still have to do is painting the nav lights. They have been painted in chrome. I just have to go through with the Tamiya Clear. I got the green, I think the red is here. The Tamiya Clear, and just paint the landing lights over top of the clear, the chrome bits. Great technique, by the way. If I haven't, I don't think I've talked about that in a tips and tricks video yet, but if you want to do clear lights, the easiest way to do it is paint the light, especially if it's not clear, if it's molded into the kit and it's a solid color and it's supposed to be clear, is paint it chrome, and then when you put the blue or green over top of it, the light reflects through and back out, and it looks like it's a clear bulb, the green and yellow bulb, because the light comes through and it kind of shines a little bit. So it's a great way to replicate a light on a model that doesn't have clear bits. But rambling a little bit here, but that's all I have left to do on this. Otherwise, it turned out really well. Super happy with it. Just enough weathering to make it look like it was, again, used and abused and dirty, but enough that it looks like they're taking care of the plane and cleaning it on a somewhat regular basis, but just dirty enough to make it look like it had flown for a few hours after the last cleaning. So then moving on to the next one, the P-38 Lightning. You can see here, it's got to get this B25 back up on the shelf without breaking anything. But yeah, so there's the P-38 Lightning, the Night Lightning. Again, turned out really well, considering that this kit was from like 1965 or something. It did go together quite well. A little bit of an issue with the forward cockpit. Again, with some artifacting being left in the clear plastic on either side just because of the fit issues. Otherwise, most of it cleaned up quite nicely. A lot of the gaps got filled in. Hard to tell that there was really any issues. I sanded down the rivets as much as I could so they're not so prominent. They just see the subtle hint of the rivets under the paint instead of being these massive, massive ones. I went ahead and did the metal area around the superchargers, as well as painted them in the alclad color to darken them up a little bit, make them look, again, used and abused. I mean, it shows its age in the sense that, you know, there are some issues with the kit and spaces and gaps and holes where there shouldn't be, but I didn't worry too much about, you know, like for example, the radiators here. I can look, the oil coolers, I can look right through them. There's nothing in there. In reality, there should have been, I could have done plastic card and painted it black, but I wasn't going for a terribly accurate kit. I just wanted to complete a kit. It was more just kind of a cleanse the palette build. Super simple, nothing too crazy. Make it look good. And I mean, I got a decent looking Night Fighter P38 Lightning to throw on the shelf. So very happy with how that turned out. Decals surprisingly went down quite flawlessly for a Revell decal. No real issues with them at all. They settled down with the solver set, no silvering at all. Very, very happy with how they turned out. So that's my P38 again. Other than just doing the nav lights, just a quick once over through the instruction booklet, make sure I didn't miss anything super important. But otherwise, I have another completed model. So the only one I'm really still working on is the Battlestar Galactica Viper, but even that is almost there. I started focusing on these ones just because because I had so little time. I focused on the aircraft and I kind of pushed the Viper off to the edge, but I need to get it finished, so I've been working on it. So for the base, I mentioned how I wanted to paint it alclad, so it's actually done up in an alclad. I believe that's airframe aluminum, so it's a little darker than standard aluminum, but it looks the part. And then the actual Viper itself, as you can see, is painted, gloss coated, decaled. And I've gone ahead and started doing some pin washing through this section, this detail here, as well as the guns and this little embedded area here. All of that was all done with the Tamiya black wash that I have, just because it fits into the corners very well and it stays dark. I find with the water-based paint, the tempera paint I use, you put it on, it looks dark, it dries, and it almost disappears. So trying to get into these corners and whatnot and really make it look good is hard to do with the water-based paint, whereas this oil-based paint really kind of holds the color and shows it's dark. The rest of the ship I will go through with that tempera paint and just darken it up a little bit, get the streaks going, you know, make it look like it's been used, streaky, you know, everything else. The back I have here, so I actually masked off the central paint color and painted them at the same darker aluminum color that the base was painted, but then I went ahead with the lighter aluminum and I dusted kind of along the base, so when you put it in place, it's just enough color variation that it looks like, you know, it's light and gets darker closer to the end, kind of how it would happen if these were, you know, sort of rocket engines. The end would be, you know, heat discolored where the base would not be. So I just kind of went for a little bit of variation in the color, just enough to give it some character, but you can really see that looks a lot like a Viper from Battlestar Galactica. I'm very happy with how it turned out. I was a little worried with the process. It's the first real spaceship I've ever built. So pretty happy with it. It looks really good sitting on the base. You know, it's going to look really good with the client when he gets it. Very happy with how it turned out. So just basically all I have left to do is just a quick hit with the tempera paint, the black wash, give it a base coat. Not even crazy, just enough, you know, to variate the color. Hit it with some flat coat. And then glue this back engine part on. I don't want to flat coat the alclad section, so I'm going to paint the rest of it first, and then hit it with some black wash, flat coat, and then glue that on at the very end, and then you end up with a, you know, decent looking spice ship. So that is about it. That is where I stand with the four kits. So I mean, really, in the new year, the next video for this series will be in January of 2022. These kits will be done, and I'll probably have another kits, 3 maybe. I'm probably gonna go do 3 kits because I still have my dad's C119 that needs to be outcladded. So I think the next round of kits I do, I'll probably only end up doing 3 of them, and I'll include this one in the mix as my 4th. So I'll only have 3. I don't even know what I'm going to do yet. I got to figure that out. But I will be getting to it in the new year. Maybe even only do 2 kits. I think I have an idea for one of them, but I'm not going to go into it because it is going to be a bit of a surprise for the person who it's for, and I don't necessarily want them to know that I'm doing it. So I might have to kind of keep that one off to the side. Maybe I'll build 3 kits, but only show you the 2, and then the very last one I can kind of surprise everybody out there with it when I have completed it and handed it to the person who it's going to. So we'll see what happens there. I don't know yet. Hopefully I have been able to poke away at some of the smaller videos. So I guess we're now into a channel update section of the video. I have been able to go through and get another couple of the RCAF history videos done, as well as some of my built model kits, some simple quick stuff that I can throw together to get up here, because as I am quite busy with work. The last month, I guess I haven't really gone through with it, but the last month has been extremely busy at work. There have been some changes with manpower situations, so I'm a lot busier at work than I have been. That being said, going forward, I'm probably going to get a little less busy, hopefully, in the new year, so I can try to get back to getting some more content out to you guys on this channel. But for now, there will be content. I promise it'll be more than just these videos. So we have some stuff coming up. So stick around for that. And again, stick around next month for this next update. You'll see some new kits I've started and get the final look at these 4 kits once they are 100% completed. So yeah, on that note, I guess we'll wrap this up now. Thank you everybody for watching, and we will see you all next time.
Thank you for watching, guys, and as always, if you are interested in any of the content you see, you can access my website at www.seans-aviation.com. You can see all the latest pictures of aircraft and museums and the build logs of all of my current models and past models on that site. And if you're interested in any of this content, please click the subscribe button here on YouTube to follow more. Thank you very much, and see you guys next time.